Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 1st to the 15th, 2023 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You're helping me out more than you guys will ever know by getting me seen by that YouTube algorithm again. So, thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. We have here the Lord. Now, I just heard somebody's going to be lording it over you. There's almost a sense here of somebody trying to manipulate you, like push their power, push their strength around, and it's very much a bullying energy. So this could be a boss, this could be somebody who you're just simply trying to placate for whatever reason. This could be a client, a patient, whomever this is going to be a person who really does try to bully you, and you're going to find that you run into a couple situations during this time where you just have this bullying energy, and it's like, well, wait a minute, what the heck, like what is going on here? You can also have a bit of a difficult time with Aries energies, okay? But it's a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. Somebody else might also be taking something from that time frame and like throwing it in your face. So just be aware of that during this time, okay? Let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is beautiful. You need, you need this, Gemini. You need to embrace the beautiful in your life, the beautiful in your career, the beautiful or your job, in what you're doing. Because they say, like, some of us have careers, right? And some of us have jobs, but embracing the beauty in your life is going to be one of the most important things you do. You need beauty. You're like a butterfly. I always see Geminis, and I myself am one. I always see Geminis like butterflies. We go from flower to flower. We dance on the breeze, but we are always attracted to beautiful, interesting things. And that's going to be very much who you are. And so letting that just show in your life and letting yourself be proud of that aspect of you is going to help your career, is going to help your job, is going to help your work, your finances, because it's going to be like, I'm being true to myself. I have this beauty in there. But also, people are going to be attracted. People are attracted to beautiful things. So there's a sense of you have something that shines out in a way that others don't. And it might just be you. There might be just a beautiful essence to your aura or to the way that you handle yourself in certain situations. That's going to attract people in. And you're going to hear that. People are going to say, there's just something about you. And that's going to be one of the biggest compliments you can get. Like, there's just something about you that draws them in. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, okay. So we're going to start here with this. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So let's just start off with what's coming through really powerfully during this time. Do you feel like a success? No. All right. And I don't mean to say that to be rude, but we're going to be our own worst enemy during this time. We have the Queen of Swords reversed, and we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. During this time, especially the sacred feminine aspect of nurturing and caring and growing, We're not going to be doing that with ourselves. We can do that with everybody else. We're perfect at that, but we're not going to be doing that with ourselves. So during this time, if you can embrace the beauty within you and you can say that I matter, you cut through doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointments, you embrace your voice, you embrace, kind of why you're here on this earth. And it's like in this moment, in this time, it is to XYZ. You could be anywhere on your journey in life. It could be from being a sales clerk, it could be to being a surgeon, a I mean, the array of people who listen to these videos astounds me. It astounds me from all walks of life, teachers and doctors and, academics and, you know, people in Hollywood. So here, there is just this real sense of you need to cut through a lot of the doubts that you have and embrace your success. Because if you don't do that, then when people look at you, they're just going to see somebody who's uncertain. And during this time, yeah, we're uncertain. We're releasing a lot of negative energy that has held us back. And we might not be seeing ourselves as successful as we actually are, or finding a rhythm to step back into that success. So just be aware of this. During this time, you can be hard on yourself, especially. I mean, we can be, it's crowning us. We can be our own worst enemy, talking ourselves out of or comparing ourselves to everybody else, or, just giving ourselves a compliment, but an insult in the exact same breath. So be aware of this. And then if we have earth sign energy in our chart, born on the cusp of Taurus, type of deal, we're going to be extra hard on ourselves. Stop it. Stop it. There's a part of you that is awakening. With judgment reversed, it's not about the big outside world, it's about the inside world. You're thinking right now, Gemini, what I'm seeing is like, I need to accumulate more. I need to accumulate more. That's great. But right now, you need to be looking at really fostering and nurturing a gift that you have that is awakening within you to like the next level. Like it's kind of like in a video game, you're leveling up, but you're going to see yourself like approaching that next level and you're afraid of it. There's something here where it's like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I love. Or, this is what I'm doing so that I can do what I love. And there's something here where we're kind of putting the brakes on it ourselves. So just be aware of that. We're looking very much at the past and we're comparing our present to our past. Our past doesn't have to be an idyllic past at all, but for some reason or other, we're seeing it with rose-colored glasses, or we're saying we'll never measure up to XYZ. And that's really detrimental to us. Here we have to be looking at things as honestly as we can during this time, as much as we may not want to do that. And we also need to be looking at how do I move forward in what I desire. There's something here where we're trying to recreate the past, and Spirit's like, it's done. As painful as that might be to say, it's done. Now it's time to move forward. So just really understand that, even if we don't want to. Now, if we have children, we can want to make everything perfect for them and be like, oh my gosh, it's not perfect. I'm not giving them everything that they want. They don't need to get everything that they want. That sounds really harsh, and it might be. But instant gratification is great. We love it as human beings, but I don't know if it's the healthiest thing in the world for us. Actually, I very much think it's not. So here, just be aware of that, especially if you have a little mischievy, fiery child. Okay, that kid playing on you, your heartstrings, your desire for the best of them, for them, like nobody's business. So if that's your kid or your grandkid or your niece or your nephew, just know that that energy is coming through, and it's like, oh, okay, that's nice. You have to do some things on your own too. So here, the Page of Wands energy comes forward. Now, in your career, you're also looking at things really differently. You're studying, you're learning, you're taking everything in. You're like a sponge. You're going to be getting a lot of messages from Spirit. Your first reaction is going to be to poo-poo it. It's like, oh no, Spirit's not talking to me. Oh no, that wasn't a sign. That was just a coincidence. And it's like, okay, name it what you want, but your angels and your spirit guides are talking to you. So just be aware of that. And you're going to find during this time period, like you go forward with full throttle, like, really passionate, great energy. And then you can slow down, just absolutely freeze. Like, just be like, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? So just know that that's part of the ebb and flow of this time. Now, if you have an Aries energy in your life or in your chart, know that can be giving you a bit of difficulty, but you're also going to be learning a heck of a lot from it. It's like every single challenge you have, around this Aries energy is going to empower you further. And then you're going to look back and be like, wow, I'm so glad I went through that like fire period, that really intense period, because now I can handle like anything. And there's a strength to you and there's a power to you that's really exquisite. It really is exquisite. Do you see it in yourself? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's definitely growing there. And that's going to be a really great thing. And that's a really powerful thing for you. Now, with the Page of Wands, also, there is a sense that I'm just saying you might not have the confidence that you want in yourself. Like you look at other people and be like, oh my gosh, they're so confident. What about me? And here, what you have to understand is that nobody's better than you and nobody's worse than you. Embrace your power for what it is and let yourself stand tall. Because there's something here where it's like we're comparing ourselves against everybody else and finding ourselves wanting, and that's not fair to us. So just be aware of that. That's why we're our own worst enemy right now. With the Four of Pentacles reversed, we're releasing a lot of negative energy around us. We have had blockages in our soul star chakra, in our earth star chakra, like that string that holds us to the heavens and to the earth, right? We can also be finding that we have some lung issues, stomach issues during this time. Our allergies might be really bad if you're like me, or, whatever it is. I see it really focusing around the throat chakra. It can also be around the heart chakra too. But I see mostly the throat chakra and the solar plexus chakra. But don't ignore your heart chakra either. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm fine here, or I don't need to listen to my heart. No, listen to your heart. Because one of the things with an air sign energy, if an air sign energy really embraces their heart, just like if a water sign energy really embraces their mind and has the two working together in harmony with each other, you can be unstoppable in a way that people are like, well, how do you know that? And how do you understand that? And, what the heck is going on here? But know that this is a lot to be releasing a lot of toxic energy within us. It can make us feel angry. It can make us feel overwhelmed. It can make us feel a lot of things during this time. So acknowledging that and saying, I'm going to be kind to myself in this period, which is not our inclination at all. We're going to tend to be really harsh on ourselves and say, well, why can't I do it like that person? And why can't I be like that person? And why don't I have that gift? And why don't I have this gift? And it's like, okay, calm down, Gemini. Because we tend to do that. We tend to look at everybody and take everything in. You're you. And the question is, why can't we be proud of that? And that's the big thing during this time. Why can't we be proud of that? If we are proud of who we are financially, we'll see ourselves start to accelerate. Career wise, we'll see ourselves start to accelerate, but it's all going to happen within us. In Qigong, they say the Yi controls the Qi, and not the Yi, the E. It's Y-I, but I believe it's pronounced E. And the E is our thoughts. So when we say in the Western world, like, the mind controls the body, our body and mind are linked, it's absolutely true. So here, name it manifestation, name it the E and the Chi, it doesn't really matter. But know that as you release negative energy, start saying what it is that you want. Start saying where it is that you want to be. And with the Queen of Pentacles, what's really interesting is that this is reversed, but I really see this as like, I'm just seeing a mirror being held up. And it's like, this is how you see you. You see you as somebody who may be a little bit frumpy, not exuding wealth or prosperity or success. That's not how other people see you. Okay? So I'm just hearing, okay, I don't know if somebody says like I have my mom glasses on or something like that, where it's like you see yourself first as either a mom or a caregiver or, somebody who's working so hard for everybody else. And it doesn't matter, whether you're a mom or a dad or whether you're just existing in this world, but that's what Spirit is saying to me right now. And that energy, it's like, okay, I get that. I get that. Because you can have so much of you taken away by having to take care of everything else. And now, one of the things that you need to do for yourself is you need to make yourself look beautiful for you, not for anybody else. It's like it doesn't matter if they think that's beautiful, but for you, you need to focus on what you think is beautiful in your life. For yourself, if dyeing your hair pink, is great, then do so. But if, just making sure you're taking care of you, that's going to be one of the best things that you can do. Because people see you as somebody who's prosperous. They can see you maybe as having a little bit of a tough time or being a little bit challenged in this, but you're ultimately somebody that people look at and say prosperous. Just people on the street will be like, oh, that person has their stuff together. So here, look at that and see that for yourself. With the Queen of Pentacles, there's going to be a big emphasis on this time on savings. That's going to be super, super, super important for you. With the 10 of Cups, I love this card. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards ever. Part of me is like, oh, I wish I could just blow this up and frame it on my wall. And this is in the all live happily ever after. Whatever your happily ever after is, whatever your joy, your prosperity, your bounty is, that's what you're having. And the dream could have been when we were younger. The bigger, the better, right? It's kind of like, ooh, I want to eat the whole cake all by myself instead of really just enjoying and savoring one little piece. It's like, oh, I want the whole thing. So here, I also love this card for the old Nordic saying it always makes me think of. It is better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. And in our world where we don't have to be servants in castles and castles seldom exist, it's like it's better to be king of your cottage, of what you can afford, than servant to your castle or what we've put ourselves in huck up to our eyeballs for. I think what Spirit is saying to us a lot during this time with money and career, it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks of you, Gemini. It matters what you think of you. And this is a time to really start to say, what the heck do I think of me? Because the roses, which is the birth flower for the month of June, right? Here, they're over the Queen of Pentacles heads. Here, they're just kind of like falling down. So much of this time, we cannot appreciate the beauty of what we're achieving or what we're going after or what we're, succeeding at. And it's like, why? Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Five of Pentacles reversed. The Five of Pentacles reversed is really great. We're releasing a poverty mentality. But as we're releasing a poverty mentality, we might compensate by being like, oh, I can buy anything, right? I can spend anything. It's totally cool. So here, just be mindful about that we could be really rebelling in one extreme to another. And for ourselves during this time, savings is going to be really important to us. If we can save or if we can get ourselves on track to being able to have some savings, that's going to be a really big deal. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which is meditate. Slowing it down and meditating. Whether we do a movement-based meditation, whether we do a sitting quietly meditation, it really doesn't matter. But being able to connect with us, that's going to be super important. And that's also going to help the heart and the head come together. Our subconscious tarot message is the Tower. Subconsciously, we're going through a lot of change. We might not be able to articulate it to anybody, but we're going through a very intense time. It's focused around money and career. We're feeling ourselves change. We're feeling everything around us change. And again, it doesn't have to be some big, moment. People think of tower moments as huge things. They're just huge for us. So even if it's a shift in our mindset or a shift in what we're looking at, it's like, it's big for me. It doesn't matter if it's big for anybody else. So here, just know that subconsciously, and we'll feel it. We know it. We know it here, Gemini. We know that we're going through a huge change and that when we come out of this storm, which is an internal storm and a subconscious storm, we're not going to be the same on the other side. And we can either be like, I wonder how this plays out, or we could be terrified. And that's just how we have to ride out. It's kind of like being on a boat on choppy weather. We could either be really, really, really afraid, or we could be like, I'm safe. I'm good. I don't worry. I wonder how this is going to play out. Or I wonder, how long it's going to take us to get there. All right. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a great beginning of June, and God bless. Bye.